Hey everyone, welcome to the newest action figure review from Supersonic Boom. Up for review today are the Sonic Through Time 3-inch figures from Jazwares, Classic Sonic and Classic Tails with their badniks. And I'll be telling you about the usual categories: boxes, articulation, sculpt, pros and cons, accessories, and warnings. So let's get started. So both of these boxes are very nice. The figures look great displayed in them. They each have the 20th anniversary logo and then the name of the figures and the year which they came out. Each box has a checkered background, a nice render of Classic Sonic, and also the Classic Sonic the Hedgehog logo. Looks super sweet. The boxes both have pictures of a level from the game where the character was first introduced. You have Green Hill Zone from Sonic the Hedgehog for Sonic, and Chemical Plant Zone for Tails from Sonic the Hedgehog 2. The back of the boxes look nice as well. You've got a full render of Classic Sonic from Sonic Generations, 20th anniversary logo, and a little blip that tells you all about Sonic. Strangely, you don't have a render of Classic Tails or a blip about Tails for Classic Tails. It's just the same box back. The boxes also have lots of paper cutouts and stuff, which makes them feel really high quality and well designed.
Okay, time to talk about articulation. Classic Sonic has 10 points, but I would only recommend moving 8 of them. A little bit more on that later. Tails has all the same articulation as Sonic, 10 points, plus 1 extra one for his tails.
Okay, one more thing about the articulation. Even though these guys don't have as much as the other 3-inch figures, I think they actually look better for it. Take a look at his arms and legs, and then look at his. They're all muscular and knobbly, and so are modern Tails, but Classic Sonic and Classic Tails avoid that problem by not having articulation in the knees and the elbows. Okay, now it's time to talk about sculpt. Just gotta say, these guys are amazing. Classic Sonic's spikes are a lot shorter than modern Sonic's. His ears are perfectly proportioned. His eyes are nice little black dots instead of having green in them. His stomach is circular like it should be. The legs and the arms look nice and thin and accurate because of the lack of articulation in them. His shoes look nice and classic with no treads on the bottom or anything. And his fists, well, they could have done better on that, because, I mean, seriously, when is Classic Sonic ever making a fist? He's usually going like that. So that would have made more sense. But paint job, really, really good. There's not really any overspray or anything. The eyes, I guess, they could be painted on a little bit better, but overall, really great sculpt and really great paint job on Classic Sonic. Classic Tails is equally awesome. I love the job that they did on his face. It looks so awesome and classic. It's got the cutesy look thing. His bangs are made of that same soft rubber material that modern Tails are, and so they won't snap off. His tails are very well sculpted. I like how they put them apart, sort of like Resource tails. And I don't like how they did it on this guy. They made them attached, so they're not separate. So really nice job on the sculpt on the tails. The shoes and the gloves, everything has the perfect paint job on it. Every part of this guy looks completely classic. Okay, Grabber and Motobug I don't have very kind words for, however. The sculpts are really good and really accurate from Sonic Generations. That's what these guys look like in Sonic Generations. In the original games, they actually looked quite different, especially Motobug. So, if the box says 1991 and 1992, I think they should probably look like that, but they don't. Also, the paint job on these guys is just severely lacking. Well, not so much on Grabber. The only thing really missing is his legs being silver. But Motobug, I mean, come on. They made him black and red, and they didn't bother to add in any of the white or the silver or anything like that. So really lazy paint job on him. And his wheel can't turn, which is very stupid. And Grabber can't grab. So, Grabber, it's pretty good sculpt. Nice little, I guess, statue. Motobug, he sucks. Okay, time to talk about the pros and cons. Okay, we'll start out with the pros. The boxes are very nice. The sculpts and paint jobs are excellent. And they each come with a badnik accessory. Plus they're priced from around $7 to $10, which really is not that bad for what you're getting. $10 is a little bit high, but if you can find it for like $6.99, $7.99, that's a really good deal. Well, unfortunately, now we have to talk about some of the cons. Motobug's paint job is terrible and his wheel can't even turn. Grabber doesn't grab and he doesn't come with a string, but that can be fixed by tying one on. Sonic can actually fall down quite a lot if you leave him alone for a long time. And one more minor thing, Sonic and Tails aren't scaled to each other at all. If you remember in Sonic 2, Tails was actually pretty small compared to Sonic, but Sonic's actually pretty small compared to Tails here. Okay, now to talk about accessories. Each figure comes with a nice little card that has a level from the game that they were in on it. That's not really an accessory, but it's a cool little bonus. And the main accessories are the two Badniks, Motobug and Grabber, which are not so great. Grabber's okay, Motobug is just terrible in my opinion. Warnings when buying these figures. Tails often comes in his box with these really weird wilted legs that make him impossible to stand up. Well, without his tails. Okay, so you can stand him up, he just looks really weird. This is actually pretty easily fixed, however, by turning the legs around and then rotating the feet to match the new position. So maybe they're not actually that wilted, maybe the factory just put them on backwards. So, before you return your figure, pay attention to that and try turning around the legs. And now look at that, they're all nice and straight. Here's a mild warning about Sonic's head. On his head, if you can see here, there are a bunch of little cracks and dents, which don't really detract from the figure that much, but it looks kind of weird if you look really close up at it. So, if it's really bad on your figure, consider returning it. Also, Motobug, don't turn his wheel because it might snap off and break. It does not turn. The last and most important warning that I have for you guys is about Sonic's shoes. These guys will almost 100% of the time break off if you try to turn them or twist them. So, I bought 4 Sonics from 2 different GameStops. I twisted all of their shoes and they all snapped off, just completely broke the plastic on the leg. So I returned all of those guys. I got the people at GameStop pretty mad at me. And then I went to a third, bought one, and just left the shoes alone. So, if your shoes aren't turning or twisting, I kind of just recommend to leave them as they are. If you want to be brave and try it out though, I found a good way to make them turn. Slowly and very, very gently twist your shoe like this. Very slowly. Don't do it very forcefully or very fast. And then eventually like that, I got my feet to come out of their stuck position and turn. So if you're going to try it like that. So even though the Badniks are pretty terrible, I still give these guys like a 9.5 just because their sculpts are so dang awesome. They stand pretty well, which is unusual for Jazwares figures. And the paint job is just so good. And the boxes are just really nice. So I would definitely recommend picking up Classic Tails and Classic Sonic. Well, thanks for watching everybody. I hope this video helped you to make a decision on whether or not to buy these guys or not. See you next time.